Good morning from the Autobahn Country Club in Joliet. It's race one of the GT Challenge Championship. Hello, everybody. I'm Jeremy Scott. We are live on YouTube, so you can follow us on the Autobahn Country Club page. Before we get started, Advanced Riders, this is your 10-minute call to the North Grid. Advanced Riders, 10-minute call to the North Grid. We welcome Sport Bike Track Time for today's festivities. They'll be on the North Circuit. Today's race will be on the South Circuit. 2.1 miles on the South course. I'll give you the full field rundown here in just a second. Right now, we do see the cars gridding up. The previous session is coming off the course. We have scheduled 16 cars. Right now, your pole sitter is Dan Gove with a 91 Corvette with a 125.4. David Hurt in the 63 will be alongside him in the front row, and his Porsche GT1 occupies the front row. Row 2 will be your GT3 pole sitter. In the 08, it's Mike Bernardi with a 28.8, and it's Gene Jodoin in the 05, your GT2 pole sitter with a 29.7. Row 3 will be Jean Jodoin in the 31, followed by Chris Berry in the 02. Row 4 will be Michael Benet in the 7, then it's Julie Reagan in the 90. Adam Lavelle in 397, and Brian Hemmentoller will be scheduled to be a part of the festivities in the final row of the GT1 through 4 wave. In GT5, Brett Scroggin laid down a quick time in qualifying in the 100 with a 32.2. Then it's Mike Keck in the 691 with a 32.8. Row 2 in GT5 with the 575 is Shane Leathers and the 89 of Bob Norian. Mixed in with that actual V in the front in the GT1 through 4 field will be Sean Van Kavicius in the 023. But bringing up the rear in the GT5 class will be Cheryl Williams in the 99. I would not expect her to be at the back much longer. Now, if you are here at the track, you can catch us on 103.7 FM. Also, watch us on Race Monitor on your Apple, Android, or Windows mobile power device. You're watching us on the live stream. We will have timing and scoring up here momentarily. It's a beautiful day here at the Autobahn Country Club. Temperatures in the low 60s. The sun is shining, and I can't wait to bring you live coverage. Now, the pace car is coming onto the course. We'll see the field grid up here momentarily. They'll grid up in rows of 2 here as the field will work their way. This is going to be a 22-lap race. Now, what's interesting is they had qualifying earlier this morning, but there's only one qualifying session for GT Challenge. And it is going to be the fastest lap from this race will set the field for the next race. That race will be at 1:40. You can catch that here on YouTube if you are watching live. Also, we will have, obviously, PA coverage here at the Autobahn Country Club. So great to have you with us as we debut our camera system for you as we get ready for the future here at the Autobahn Country Club. Field looking nice as the pace car is starting to set the field. Now, everybody's going to line up in, the rows right there, but once we get through closer to the start, we will see the GT5 field slow back just a little bit and create a gap so they have their own start. Looks like Brian Hemmentoller is going to run in the back of the GT5 field. Now, he is in a GT4 Volkswagen Beetle. I kind of talked to him before the race and asked, "Are you going to be running?" He said, "We'll see what happens." He's working the kinks out on a newer car. Field making their way through 1, 2, and turn number 3. As we head into the next camera view, got a great shot of the field coming down from turn number 3 and into turn 4. We see Dan Gove warming up his tires. Once again, your pole sitter. He is the leading GT1 points leader. You see on the right, you got the straightaway coming down from turn number 10. Field looking pretty good so far. As we will see the field working their way around turn 5 through the double apex turn number 6. It's a double apex right-hander that sets the field up for a straightaway with a kink in the middle. One of the key braking zones is going to be coming up ahead. That's turn number 8. And we'll see that into view here momentarily. Field making their way through turn number 7. Now we go into turn number 8, Murphy's Corner. As the field working through turn number 8, as we're working through kinks. Kyle Nadeau is the producer of this show. We thank Kyle for helping us out today. So we'll get a good view of 8, 9, and 10. Field working their way out of turn number 10 right now. And they'll set themselves up for the heavy braking zone of turn number 11. So the pace car coming down into turn number 11. Nice little heavy braking zone. We'll see a lot of good passes with that camera right there near the corner station. And another great view of what happens if it all goes south. Now the field cut make their way into turn number 13 through 14 and into 15. We'll watch any cars that may go on to pit road. And this is the first of 2 pace laps. We'll see the field pair up here shortly. I'll pair up on the backstretch, and we'll get ready for 22 laps of racing. Advanced Riders on the North Course. This is your 5-minute call to the grid. Advanced Riders, this is your 5-minute call to the grid. All right, so once again, if you are at the track, 103.7 FM is your place to listen to the race. Also, come watch it on YouTube, so tell your friends, tell your family. It's a great day here at the Autobahn Country Club. Field working their way around turn number 4 into 5. As pace car starting to pick up a little bit of speed. As once again, your field looks like this. It's Dan Gove and David Hurt in row 1, 91 and 63. Row 2 is the 08 of Mike Bernardi and the 05 of Gene Jodoin. Row 3, John Jodoin and Chris Berry. Row 4, Michael Benet and Sean Van Dikvis. Hearing pace cars, lights out this time by. And the final row in the GT 1 through 4 will be Julie Reagan in the 390 and Adam Lavelle in the 397. GT 5 and the Helmtoller wave will look like this. It'll be Brett Scrockett and Mike Heck row 1, Shane Leathers and Bob Norrie in row 2, Cheryl Williams and Ryan Helmtoller in row number 3. So we're watching the field come off on the back straightaway. We'll set them up for turn number 11. The field will start to pair up with the pace car lights out momentarily. Again, thank you for joining us here at the Autobahn Country Club. Great to have you with us for this inaugural GT Challenge broadcast on YouTube. Pace car picks up speed. The field's starting to pair up and tighten up. We do see the GT5 cars. They are at the back of the field. They are making their way into turn number 11. Pace cars in the pits. And Dan Gove with a little bit of an edge going into turn number 14. Eyes on the field as they come down the straightaway. Pickup speed. Green flag is out. David Hurt tries to get a good jump on the leader, and he's got a nose in turn number 1, but does he keep it? We saw that Hurt was a little bit slower in qualifying. 1 car is off. That looks like the 02 of Chris Berry off course in turn number 1. No harm, no foul as we start to see the GT5 field come into view. Their green is out as they're side-by-side coming down into turn number 1. Leaders making their way into turn number 4. Back over to the turn 5, we see David Hurt with a little bit of an advantage over the Dan Gove in the 91, I should say. So it's 63-91, your top 2 overall and in GT1. And the 100 of Scroggin making his way around turn number 4 is your leader in GT5. So we see the field working around the circuit for the first time at speed side-by-side in turn number 8 for the battle for the lead. That's 91-63. They're still side-by-side through turn number 9. Let's see how they are through turn number 10 as Hurt gets the advantage through turn number 10. GT5 field making their way around and down the straightaway. Your leaders overall come, and it looks like Dan Gove has scooted his way into the lead coming off of turn number 10. So move the 91 ahead of the 63 in turn number 11 through 12. Oh, Gove with a little bit of an off in turn number 12. No harm, no foul, but Hurt, he's going to try and go for that position. They're side-by-side through 13. Now into 14, Hurt comes to the advantage, and it looks like he will get that lead of credit for the first lap. So move David Hurt into the lead. Second goes to Gove. Third overall is Bernardi as they go 1, 2, 3 through turn number 2. Your GT5 field making their way through 11 and 12, but the battle for the lead is what we're watching right now overall. Gove trying to pick up some steam going into turn number 4. He's about 1 to 2 car lengths behind the 63 of David Hurt. Fantastic camera work we're seeing here with this new camera system at the Autobahn Country Club. Into turn number 5, your leaders come. And it is still Hurt over Gove, 1 and 2. But we'll see what happens in turn number 1. I should say turn number 8, as that's a good place to make a pass happen. And it looks like Gove is going to try something. No, he's not. He's a little too far away to think about making that position. What's interesting is seeing Mike Bernardi sitting there in 3rd in case anything happens to the leaders. Off turn number 10, the leaders come. It is a 63 and the 91. Those are your top 2 overall and in GT1. And we see the 91 start to close a little bit of a gap between he and the 63, but Hurt making a little bit of a defensive line into turn number 11. Takes an early entrance. So far, so good, though, is everybody making their way around. We got a car slow in turn number 8, and that appears to be the 397 of Adam Lavelle. So he's going to pull off in behind turn number 8, and that's going to end his race early as your leaders making their way through turn number 1. It is still Dan Gove looking to the inside in turn number 2. Not Hurt shuts the door on him as they come through turn number 3. Gove looking to the inside. Does he make a move here in turn number 4? He's going to try, but once again, Hurt shuts the front door on him through turn number 4. Into 5, your leaders come, and it is still 63 over the 91. Dan Gove's doing everything he can to get inside the mirrors of Hurt. And Hurt, he's just taking that defensive line, trying to pinch off the 91 of Dan Gove. Into turn number 8 they come. Gove looking to the inside, not going to make anything happen, as it's now 3 to 4 car lengths. You're looking at your GT5 leaders, and right now it is the 100, 575, and the 691. Those are your top 3 in GT5. A great battle for the lead, working their way through turn number 10 right now, and that is the 91 and the 63. Still single file down the back straightaway as we're watching the field come there into turn number 11. And tell you what, for what David Hurt did in qualifying, he's really doing the best he can to hold back the charge of the 91 of Dan Gove. And of course, Gove may have to worry about an out-of-class battle between he and Mike Bernardi. So it's 91 and 08, GT1 and GT3. Gove looks to the inside of Hurt in turn number 1. Too far away to make anything happen. If you're watching on the live stream, you do see the live timing now on the screen. Oh, Gove with a slide, and that gives Bernardi the chance to move up into 2nd overall. So it is Porsche, Corvette, 1, 2, 3. I wonder if something's going on with the 91 to Gove, because now he's falling victim to John Jodoin in the 31. Of course, oh, spin by Hurt in turn number 5. Looks like the 08 of Bernardi able to go off. And, of course, Joe Doyne able to get up to that 2nd position. So right now it's Porsche, Gove. Let's see if David Hurt gets back going. That was an interesting spin out of the 63. He's still sitting parked, driver's right at the rumble strips over there in turn number 5. And, yes, he is going to get back underway. So Hurt is going to lose a lot of positions. The leaders, though, making their way through turn number 10. We do see Bernardi coming down the straightaway. He's got to hold off Joe Doyne for position, as Joe Doyne's going to try and hold off charging Corvette, and really can't do so on the back straightaway. So move David Hurt into, sorry, move Dan Gove into the 2nd position. Gove is going to try and see if he can make a pass on Bernardi. This is the battle for the overall lead, not necessarily class lead. And yeah, Gove is just going to pass Bernardi like he's standing still in turn number 1. So move your GT1 leader over to the point in turn number 1. But you're going to see Bernardi try and stick his nose in the inside of Gove. Gove says not today. Through turn number 3 they come, so your overall leader solidly right now is the 91 of Gove, and Hurt, he's mixing with GT5 traffic. We do see Scroggin with a head of steam going through turn number 14. He is your GT5 leader, and of course, he's got miles of air between he and the 575 of Shane Leathers. So we're working our way. Your top three is mixed GT5 mixed in with that GT1 car of Hurt coming through turn number 3 and into 4. And the 91 to go has opened up a commanding lead through turn number 10. We'll get you a full field rundown here shortly, but a lot going on here as we start this early part of GT Challenge race number 1. So last time by, as they came through, it was Dan Gove in the 91, your GT1 leader and your overall leader. Battle for GT3 lead is heating up between the 08 of Mike Bernardi and the 31 of John Jodoin. In the 05, it's Gene Jodoin. He's 4th, but your GT2 leader, Michael Benet, is 5th in the 7. Chris Berry is 6th in the 02. Sean 023 Sean is 7th. 8th is your GT5 leader. It's Brett Scroggin. And David Hurt still trying to get around the 100 right now as you see the field working their way around turn number 6. Adam Lavelle, of course, the only car that we have out as 15 cars are running. And we're getting word that the 63 of David Hurt has pitted. So whatever issue he had that caused him to spin in turn number 5 is kind of made a mechanical issue. And, of course, there's another race coming up. So it's just better to get off and take care of what you need to do to get ready for the second race. And David Hurt, of course, laying down 29.7 this the second lap that he was leading at one. Looks like the 91 to go, working his way around, starting to lap traffic with Helman Toller in his Volkswagen Beetle. So things are starting to spread out just a little bit. Looks like we got a battle for the, I wouldn't say it's not for class positions, for overall position. It's the son ahead of the father. John Jodoin ahead of Gene Jodoin. Now, for those watching the stream, John runs a couple of races in the Global MX5 Cup series. He will be running a full season next year, or at least planning to. I did talk to, got a battle for second place in GT5. That is a 575 of Shane Leathers and a 691 of Mike Keck. Now, real quick, back to what I was saying with Jodoin, and we're seeing improvement with John Jodoin over the past couple of years. Last year, he was one of the front runners in the Spec Miata 2 class. So seeing Jodoin be quick, he's won a couple of Hard Charger awards in the Global MX5 Cup, so really not a huge surprise. We do see that battle for second place has kind of died down a little bit, so a little bit of a tank slapper out of the 691 of Mike Keck. Issue at turn number 5, it sounds like, but no harm, no foul. So we do see the GT5 battle in second place moving through turn number 6. So that battle's heated up just a little bit. We'll see what happens there in turn number 8 as the 575 trying to hold off the 691 of Mike Keck, and does so successfully as they go down the straightaway, as they go into turn number 9. Now through 10, 1 to 2 car lengths is the gap there in turn number 10, and Shane Leathers able to get on the gas. Shane also ran actually the big Porsche weekend a couple of weekends ago at Daytona. I think he podiumed at least one race, so great to see that a lot of our Autobahn members branching out into the racing world. Novice riders and coaches, this is your 10-minute call. Battle for second in GT5 still making its way around. Interesting to see Shane give Keck a little bit of glimmer of hope going into turn 1, but then kind of shuts that window just a little bit as they come through turn number 2. So Leather is able to open up a little bit of a gap. Looks like we are seeing a battle for position coming up, and that is, let's see, the 7 and the 0-2. So let's take a look. Let's watch that as Benet trying to get around Joe Doyne. 7 and 0-5. That is for overall position, not necessarily class position. So that is your battle for 4th place. So we're watching that through the field as Joe Doyne doing all he can to hold Michael Benet back. And it's interesting because once Benet gets past Jean Joe Doyne, he's got John Joe Doyne ahead of him, and that will be a battle for in-class position. Of course, you have the car of Reagan in the 90. Julie Reagan in 90. She is she'll get out of the way here on the straightaway and allow the two racers to go at it for overall position, as we see Jean Joe Doyne just making his way up near the front. There's your leader in GT5. It is the 100 of Brett Scroggin. As we are just watching the laps wind down, 13 laps to go, 9 laps in. It is still the 91 of Dan Gove with your overall lead. Mike Bernardi in the 08 sits second. He's your GT3 leader. That's John Joe Doyne, about 4 seconds behind Bernardi in the 08. Jean Joe Doyne, the 05, is in GT2, and in 5th position, it's Michael Benet in the 7. Again, we want to thank you for watching us on YouTube. Glad to have you with us for this inaugural GT Challenge race on being live streamed. If you're at the track, 103.7 FM is the FM frequency. You can also watch the race on your Apple, Android, or Windows mobile power device by using Race Monitor. There's the Volkswagen Beetle of the 28 of Brian Helmentoller. And brought to the track today, said, I'm going to try and race it. Ran a couple of laps in anger in practice. As we see Dan Gove making his way through the field. He has just put the 89 of Bob Norriam 1 lap down. So we'll see him catch up to Shane Leathers momentarily. And of course, this is a doubleheader, so it's great to see Dan Gove actually running. I know the car, I've been told by the crew the car has a dislike for these doubleheaders, so they've tried a couple of things and actually got it running. So great to see Dan Gove out there in the 91. Got to say hi to the Gove family if they are watching on YouTube. So things have spread out just a little bit. 12 laps to go in this race. So it looks like that Keck has gotten around Leathers for the middle step of the podium. Helmentoller trying to do best he can to stay out of the way, and I think this battle for position might be strengthened here in just a little bit. Keck not able to pick off Helmentoller to put him between he and Leathers, and the 023 is into the pits. We saw that happen on our live camera. Eyes on the field as they come through turn number 1. It is still Keck over Leathers. What's about a 4 to 5 car length gap, and we'll see if Gove can get Leathers a little bit closer with Gove trying to make his way around traffic. So nice little battle there. Also still got that battle for fourth overall between the 0-5 of Jean Jodoin and the 7 of Michael Bonet, but we're watching the battle on YouTube for second place in GT5. And there's your battle for fourth place, as that's also kind of picked apart as well. So a couple of good battles out there. And that also about 4 to 5 car lengths as they work their way around turn number 4. So looking pretty good so far as everybody kind of finding their way around for the next race. And I think now we're getting into the time where we're going to start to see drivers go for their fast lap of the weekend, first fast lap of this race, I should say, because now they've got to start thinking about this second race that's going to happen after lunch. Once again, if you're here at the track or watching us on YouTube, you definitely want to stay tuned as that race will kick off at 1:40. It will be an 18-lap race on the South Circuit. And, of course, we're 12 laps into this race, so past halfway. So here's what your field looks like so far. It's the 91 of Dan Gove, your GT1 leader. He leads Mike Bernardi by a considerable amount, as Bernardi's going to be coming down the line here momentarily. 24 seconds, actually, the gap between the two. And, of course, we'll talk about the class structure here shortly. John Jodoin in the 31 sits third overall, second in GT3. Jean Jodoin, your GT2 leader, he sits fourth. Fifth goes to Michael Bourdais in GT3 in the 7. Chris Berry in the 02 sits sixth. Seventh is your GT5 leader, Brett Scroggin in the 100. That's the 691 of Mike Keck. Shane Leathers in the 575. Bob Norian is 10th in GT. He's also in GT5. 11th is the 99 of Cheryl Williams. Out of the race is 021 of Sean V. Julie Reagan still running though in 13th in the 90. Same with Brian Helmentoller in the 28. Out of the race includes the 63 of David Hurt and the 397 of Adam Lavelle. So this battle, not necessarily for class position. Now we talk about different classes. There's GT1 through 5, and it's a power to weight ratio. GT1 being the fastest class, GT5 being your lower horsepower to weight, lower horsepower class. So you'll typically see, a Porsche 944, an MX-5 Cup car, or a Spec Miata in these classes. And it kind of, you can race in your class, you can mostly race out of your class, but it's recommended that a lot of these guys race in their class. Not... Looks like Helmentoller moving off to the side, letting cars around. Now, it's interesting to see that Volkswagen Beetle. You don't see too many Beetles running around here in North America. And, of course, he's building it over the winter to compete in GT Challenge. And this is the first outing that we've seen of that Beetle. And it's really unique to see, cars like that in GT Challenge. It's almost like, I wouldn't say a catch-all, but we've seen NASA prototypes here. It's for cars that necessarily don't run, and obviously Spec Miata can't run in our Wings and Things class, but they want to do more than just chase racing. As we know, chase racing is you against the clock, not necessarily you and your other competitors. So going to be interesting to see Helmentoller get this thing up to speed, especially for next year. And by the way, I have on good intel for Oktoberfest. You're going to want to watch YouTube, because I've been told there's going to be at least one new car that's going to be in GT Challenge next year that's going to make things a little bit more interesting. That's all I can say. I've been sworn to secrecy. I haven't signed an NDA, but I'm still sworn to secrecy nonetheless. So we're just about 8 laps to go in this race, and there's a out-of-class battle. We do see Jean Jodoin going around the inside of Bob Norian, so it's 0-5 over the 89. Still got a battle for second place in GT5. That's between the 691, I should say, of Mike Keck and the 575 of Shane Leathers. Let's see what Reagan does. And once again, they are going to. We got one car off. It is your leader. That's your leader in GT5. So that battle for second now becomes a battle for the lead. So Mike Keck able to pick off the 90 of Reagan, and now Leathers has to wait for Reagan to move over, heading into turn number 13. So this battle for second now has become the battle for the lead. Your podium provisionally in GT5 is Keck, Leathers, and Norian 1, 2, 3. As we take a look at the 100 off course behind turn number 10. So interesting to see that he ran his fastest lap in qualifying. I believe I was told that it breaks the track record. He does have the fastest lap in GT5 as well, so if he can get that car going, knowing that home wrecker racing crew, I wouldn't be surprised if they get that car back and get it up and running before today's 140 race. So that'll be another great storyline. We'll see if David Hurt can also get his car. He's looking at him in the paddock trying to figure out what's going on with that number 63, having a discussion with one of the crew members. So we're winding down today's race. We will have podium ceremonies at the podium after the second race, I've been told. So that'll kind of free things up just a little bit. And make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. You can find out when we're going to be racing once again. And I think you're going to like the future here with the live stream here at the Autobahn Country Club. As we're watching, looks like a battle for position on the back straightaway. And that is actually going to be out of class with the 08 of Mike Bernardi putting Regan one lap down in the Factory 5 Cobra. So far, so good as we are, as I said, winding down the laps here at the Autobahn Country Club. Your overall lead is Gove in 91, Bernardi, and John Jodoy in top three. In each class, your class leaders look like this. It is Dan Gove in the 91 for GT1. GT2 is Gene Jodoy. GT3 is Mike Bernardi in the 08, but that's a 5.2 second gap. You also have Julie Reagan leading in GT4 in the 90. And Mike Keck in the 691 is your GT5 leader. So now things have kind of spaced out just a little bit. We do see the battle for the GT5 lead getting bigger and bigger. It's interesting because Mike Keck running 33 threes with Shane Leathers running 34 fives. Both are Porsche 944s. Here's your leader, Dan Gove in the 91, as he tiptoes his way around the circuit right now. Real quick, want to take a look at qualifying for race number 2 while we are getting ready for that. Dan Gove right now with the fastest time of a 25.6. Mike Bernardi provisionally scheduled to line up again alongside him in the 08 with a 29.2. Then it's John Jodoy in the 31. David Hurt in the 63. That's provisionally row 2. And then Michael Benet and Gene Jodoy 7 and 05. Provisional in row number 3. Cheryl Williams in the 99, making her way off of turn number 10, and Dan Gove will make his way around Williams once again. It's funny, I was able to kind of peek into a little bit of the home wrecker racing conversation. Skippy, Brett Scrocken goes to Cheryl, how'd you get so fast? So both those cars, the 99, the 100 in qualifying, both were really quick. Of course, we'll find out what happened there to the 100 here in just a little bit. 4 laps to go as Dan Gove crosses the line. It's that 91 Corvette. Closest battle on the track is that for GT5 between the 691 Shane Leathers, so that's about 4 seconds back. As that comes down the straightaway right now into turn number, that's that right there between the two cars. No, that's Jodoin and Benet. So, and we're still working out the kinks here with our live stream. If you're joining us, hopefully you're enjoying it. Let us know where you're watching it from. And tell your friends and family we'll have the race at 1:40 here at the Autobahn Country Club. So, we are, again, winding down this race. It's been a great season of racing here at the Autobahn Country Club. As we do see that battle we were referencing earlier on between the GT5 lead, that's really stretched out. And of course, there is a out-of-class car, faster out-of-class car between the two cars. So, really everything winding down. Drivers are going to worry about getting their faster laps here, kind of preserving their equipment for that race at 1:40. Again, it's going to be a shorter race. It's going to be 18 laps. As right now we're at 3 laps to go with Dan Gove leading Mike Bernardi over on Helmentoller, making his way into turn number 11. There's your GT5 leaders winding down as well. Tell you what, other than the race start with Dan Gove cutting turn number 12, which that happens sometimes, guys. Get a little hot coming into turn number 11, and they have no choice but to shortcut the course in turn number 12. And also, you know, Hurt making a quick little spin in turn number 5. It's been a relatively decent race. We had a couple cars pull off, the 397 of Adam Lavelle and the 100 of Brett Scroggin. But pretty good race here as we close out race number 1 here for GT Challenge. There's our leader, Dan Gove. He'll come across around turn number 13 and through 14. Be 2 laps to go for the 91. Down the straightaway he comes. He will be the first car to see they're scheduled to be the first car to see the white flag next time by. So it looks like Bernardi, I should say the 05, sorry, yeah, that's Bernardi making his way around lap traffic, but there's your leader coming into turn number 5. Now, these double headers aren't too kind to that 91, but it looks like that he's just making it easy coming out of turn number 5. And of course, they'll have just a little bit of time, less than 2 hours between races to kind of turn things around and get ready for the afternoon race. Again, it's going to be a little bit shorter, so that'll make things a little bit easier. The good news is this year we've seen some hotter races for GT Challenge. It's not going to be too bad as temperatures go. Dan Gove tiptoeing his way around turn number 10. We'll see the white flag come out this time by for the 91 of Dan Gove. Looks like you got a battle for position between the 05 and the 7 once again. That's Gene Jodoin and Michael Benet. That's for 4th place. It's not necessarily for GT class position, just overall position. Benet getting ahead of steam over Jodoin. Of course, it's too late for Benet to make any sort of headway. The white flag is out. We are 1 lap to go with Gove ahead of Bernardi, but we're watching this battle for overall position as Benet, slides. He makes contact with the wall in turn number 5. So there's going to be a yellow in turn number 5, and I think this race may end early because of the 7 of Benet. We're waiting as we see that looks like Benet is going to pull into the corner station at turn number 6. So that's always a good sight to see. And your leader making its way through turn number 9. So white flag is out. We'll see our leader making his way around the course here shortly. Our eyes are on the start stand right now. And there's Dan Gove coming around turn number 11, all by himself, slowly making his way around 11 and 12. Had a little bit of difficulty in qualifying, getting the car started, but nonetheless had a great battle with David Hurt. And he's going to come around turn number 14. Eyes on the starter, checker flag. Dan Gove is your winner in race number 1 of GT Challenge. So Dan Gove is your winner in GT1 and overall. Let's see if we can watch some other leaders come by as we have our eyes on the field. And of course, got a little bit of a gap between the 91 of Gove and the 08 of Mike Bernardi. Here comes the 89 of Bob Norian. Norian in the 89 is third place. And of course, safety going to go out and check on the 07 of Benet. Now, for those of you on YouTube, we will be back around 1:40 for today's race. Race number